is 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 11 wins and 6 losses. He stands 179 centimeters tall and weighs already 70.4 kilograms. Representing Osmayev Fight Club, please welcome Kumkar Pasha Osmayev. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 8 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. He stands 193 centimeters tall and weighs already 70.4 kilograms. Representing Team Crossface and fighting out of Watford, England, please welcome Sam, the Future Patterson. Your referee is the Bandit, Decky Larkin.
Big thanks to Bahrain Jewelry Center, a vital sponsor of this event. Bahrain Jewelry Center.
As soon as this fight was announced, every fan within the mixed martial arts community was absolutely buzzing.
Mixed martial arts is not like basketball. This is a sport that can accommodate every body size and type. What we're about to see here is Exhibit A and how a tall fighter is supposed to fight.
I said it during the opening segment of tonight's programming that for my money, Sam Patterson is the best fighter in Brave Combat Federation right now, not wearing a belt around his waist. He's going to try and stay nice and long with that jab, use the feints to try and elicit a reaction from Kumkar Pasha Osmayev, who will inevitably try and strike to clinch and take down at some stage.
Sam Patterson has devastating strikes with his hands. Either hand can knock you out. Either foot can knock you out. Both shins can do that, as can the knees. If you get in close enough to try and take him down, those long, long arms can wrap around your neck and put you to sleep with a guillotine choke.
Yeah, the biggest issue with trying to take Sam down is that guillotine. Gets caught with a shot there. Spinning back kick attempt from Pasha Osmayev. All 4 of Patterson's submission wins have come by high elbow guillotine choke. Pasha Osmayev coming in a little bit wild with the shots. Turning it up and finding the range is Sam Patterson. Nice straight right down the pipe.
The human body is made. Oh, that jab had a lot on it.
He stunned him a bit with that jab.
What you saw right there, Brave Nation, is timing. If you hit somebody moving away with your best shot, it's not likely to do it, but a solid shot, even a jab off the lead side, if you can catch your opponent moving in, can have a stunning effect.
But I like that Sam Patterson's not rushing his work. He momentarily stunned Pasha Osmayev. A less experienced fighter would have tried to rush in there and land a big shot and end up in the clinch, but Sam happy just to work behind the jab for a little bit, find those openings, and commit to the shots when he knows they're there, Kirik.
What Sam wants to not do is back straight up when his opponent comes in. His corner, his brilliant corner, is exhorting him not to do that. Human bodies are made to move forward quicker than they can go backwards. Although I do have a friend, Ferdy Adebo, who ran the world record backwards. He can go backwards quicker than anybody else can, but ordinarily, don't go straight back. Your opponent gets momentum. Your weight goes in your back foot. You can't counter as hard. What you're seeing now is an even more dangerous Sam Patterson because he's circling rather than backing up.
Nice long hook from Sam Patterson. Just sneaks past the gloves of Pasha Osmayev.
Now, Phil, that jab, that little tiny short jab, when it had that stunning effect, what it means is the opponent now worries about everything. The opponent now realizes any shot coming from any direction with either hand could take you out of that fight, and it gives you a huge opportunity to start getting reads. You move one hand wide, you drop the hand a little bit, you feint with a backhand, you start understanding what your opponent's going to do when that shot comes in. You use that knowledge, like you saw there, to start landing shots.
Patterson doing a great job of keeping his opponent just at the end of his jab. And as you say, if he tries to come in, that forward momentum will be met with a big stiff jab from Patterson. Constantly keeping something in the face of Pasha Osmayev, who inevitably needs to get close to clinch and get the takedown, but what happens when you get close to Sam Patterson? You get popped with a shot.
Here's the problem, Phil, for Pasha Osmayev. When you train with people who are 6'4" tall, they're ordinarily maybe 100 kilos or a little bit less. Those fighters don't have half the speed that Sam Patterson does. You literally, unless you tie a stick on the end of somebody, you cannot find someone who's 6'4" tall and moves this quickly.
Very intelligent striking work and just a real clinic in how to control and manage the distance. Oh, another stiff jab. Accumulation of shots from Patterson. Turning it up with a little bit more frequency, putting a little bit more pep in that right hand too.
As I said, Phil, in mixed martial arts, you are what you train. You are what you train in the gym, and there is no way you cannot find somebody who moves like Sam Patterson with that limb length. There's only one on the planet, and you're looking at him right here, Brave Nation.
We've seen just the type of concussive knockout power that Sam Patterson has. When he knocked out Felipe Silva, that was back in September of 2020 at Brave 41, again here in Bahrain. Spinning kick more so on the gloves than anything else. 10 seconds left in the round. Clinch initiated by Pasha Osmayev.
Very, very smart of Sam to throw little tiny shots to the face. That clinch is a neutral position. Judges see you throwing some shots to the head from there. They're probably going to give you the edge during those seconds of the fight, even if you didn't initiate it. All around, brilliant round for Sam Patterson. Yeah, took this one 10-9.
Never really in trouble at any stage there. Completely dictated the flow of that fight.
As you see here, this was very early in the round when he did take a clean shot. It was because he was backing straight up. His corner exhorted him not to do it again, and he did not.
There was that piston-like jab from Patterson. If you're at the corner of Osmayev, surely you're telling him that he needs to punch his way into the clinch. 3s, 4s, combinations, and even up to 5s to try and put something in the face of Patterson, get him thinking about the hands, and then get underneath clinch level for the takedown.
He cannot stand at range. He's not winning that fight or anything even remotely close to it. He needs to get in the clinch, get into his opponent's hips, because Brave Nation, once two fighters are within reach of each other, once they're holding on to each other, range doesn't matter. You're the exact same size when you're holding on to each other. That is where Kunkar Pasha Osmayev needs to be.
That hook that just sneaks through the guard of Pasha Osmayev. Needs to get his back away from the cage. Looks like Pasha Osmayev's trying to pressure. And you have that lateral movement again. Big swing and a miss, but needs to be wary of that guillotine. He's adjusting the hands. Now digging in for the underhooks.
Phil, we knew that guillotine was coming, so did Pasha Osmayev. He's done a whole lot of defense against defending that guillotine choke.
And that is a little win again for Sam Patterson, being able to defend the takedown and disengage.
Little win too for Kunkar. He proved to himself he can get in there.
He's getting peppered with that jab, but then replies with a good jab.
Very, very smart of Sam Patterson. A lot of times when a mouthpiece gets knocked out, the fighter continues. The referee is directed when that happens to wait until you can break the fight. Until there's a natural break in the action, so he created one by stepping back. There is a reason they call this man the future.
Does have a fantastic ground game in his own right. A Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt under head coach Dave Lee. Made his Brave CF debut all the way back at Brave 9 on 5 days' notice against Hardeep Rai in November of 2017. Lost by a first round TKO, and to be honest, it's one of the best things. A big uppercut! Huge from Sam Patterson, does the right thing, stands off, inviting Pasha Osmayev up.
Again, Phil, very, very good MMA gamesmanship there. Could have jumped inside that guard where anything could have happened. Instead,
absolutely pinging.
Brought it up to standing, picking him apart from the outside.
Big takedown from Pasha Osmayev. Patterson right back to his feet.
Patterson's got a, what Patterson has to do is push those hands over the hard point of the hip, then use that hip to move at quick turn, make the space for a quick turn, looking for an overhook, got that. Now he's going to dig the other arm in, got that, make some space, separate to where he wants to be. Nice
work from Patterson to get the separation. Worked on separating the grip, digging in for the underhook, and he's landing those shots. Just needs to be wary of the takedown from Pasha Osmayev. Digging into the body. Oh, good straight shot again from Patterson. Oh, there's the uppercut. I love that Patterson's not rushing or crowding, smothering his work. Lands a shot, assesses, gets back in.
If you watch these feet, Phil, brilliantly, he's getting just off the line when he, there it is, just off the line when he throws those shots. He's not standing straight in front of his opponent. He's taking a slight angle, 4 or 5 inches maybe 6, and then he's throwing from an unfamiliar, you saw it right there with that right foot. You see it with a lean.
Osmayev cannot take too many more of these shots. It's like a Nick Diaz or a Nate Diaz approach to the boxing. Accumulation, volume, 50%, 70%, then one big shot, 100%. That's another big shot right up the middle.
Staggered. Fighter is staggered.
Punches and bunches from Sam
Fighter
Patterson.
Staggered bad.
Good pressure from Patterson.
Again, Sam Patterson not going crazy, holding back. Picking the perfect shots, and
it's over!
It's all over, that's why they call him the future!
Once again, Sam Patterson, the team cross-face man, gets it done. Another finish in his career. Brave Combat Federation keeps setting them up. Sam Patterson keeps knocking them down.
I said it before, I will say it again. There is no way to prepare perfectly for this man. There is no one.
All right, Brave Nation, another explosive battle that ends at 3 minutes and 53 seconds of the second round. Your winner by TKO, Sam the Future Patterson. All right, Brave Nation, this next war is 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing your first warrior, fighting and 1 draw. He stands 193 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 70.55 kilograms. Representing Team Crossface and fighting out of Watford, England, please welcome Sam the Future Patterson and his opponent. Fighting out of the red corner, this man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 13 wins and 1 loss. He stands 178 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 70.7 kilograms. Representing KHK Team Bahrain and fighting out of Dagestan, Russia. Give it up for Kamil Magomedov. Your referee is Armin Ananyan.
Big thanks to our sponsor, ATP 5 Motor Transport Company. Again, big thanks to ATP 5 Motor Transport Company.
Tail of the tape there, you see the biggest discrepancy being in height. Sam Patterson actually weighed in lighter than Kamil Magomedov. And we talked about it in the opening segment at the very top of the show. A cage like this really lends itself to the freedom and fluency of a striker like Sam Patterson.
Sam getting reads right now on his opponent. It's a little bit unorthodox, but he's key, as often happens now in mixed martial arts. Sam's reaching out a little bit with that hand just to stop any crazy thing that could be coming in at him. He started off feinting the kicks. He's gotten a couple of reads. He thinks he knows what he may need to do. Threw 2 kicks so far, haven't landed, but I guarantee you, his mind is now downloading information to try to set those kicks up. In the meantime, Magomedov saw something of his own, let his own shin go.
Trying to land that spinning back kick. Patterson done the right thing, stepping off to the side and in. Didn't absorb any damage on it, but then it's a big kick from Kamil. Kamil, of course, coming from that southpaw position. The injuries are a little bit different. Nice inside leg kick from Magomedov. Sam replies.
Nice kick again.
Then a nice stiff jab there, doubled up on it, did Sam Patterson.
Not too often you find a Dagestani wrestler, BJJ coach, with terrific kicks.
A little bit of a slip there more than anything from Magomedov. Showing calm, not rushing into anything. You forget that Patterson's only 25 years old. Maintaining a respectful distance. Patterson, a fantastic grappler in his own right, of course, training under Dave Lee at Team Crossface. Dave Lee being a fantastic Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Sam Patterson himself a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Has what, Bill? 3, 4 submissions to his name?
3 submissions, Carrick, yep. And he had a beautiful high elbow guillotine against Cowley after doing some great work on the feet. There's the first takedown attempt.
And the first takedown denied.
Sam Patterson gets back to his feet, rushed against the cage. Kamil Magomedov being relentless with it. This will be the most interesting exchange of the fight so far, Carrick.
Sam Patterson very, very calm and skilled here. He finds himself in this position a lot. Why? Because this is exactly what his opponents want to do. He's so tall, they want to be in the inside where they can exchange short shots. You don't want to stand on the outside exchanging kicks and punches with him forever. Opponents do get him here quite a lot. It's still very, very hard to take Sam Patterson to the ground here.
And he showed great grappling ability in his last fight at Career 51 against Jaroun. Jaroun known for being an incredible grappler. Sam Patterson, of course, came away from that fight with a unanimous decision over the 3 rounds. Patterson trying to keep that base nice and wide. Has one overhook and one underhook. We're trying to dig in for the underhook. Kamil just happy to wear on Sam right now. Wait for him to make the move. Patterson's done a good job of raising that level of Kamil, not letting him get underneath the hips.
Unified rules of mixed martial arts are a little different than those of boxing. In boxing, points can be given for defensive technique. That is not the case in this sport. So we're giving Sam Patterson props for not getting taken down, but he is not winning this fight by doing it.
Goes, switches to that figure 4 grip. Conor McGregor shoulder bump. being so tall in this kind of a position, is it an advantage or a disadvantage for Sam Patterson, Kerry?
He absolutely, what just happened is what he wants to happen. Would have been a little happier seeing him force that situation. But I'm not the one in there. Kick went low, absolutely positively inadvertent. Struck fighter has up to 5 minutes to recover. He will not take that full amount. I'm very, very confident. But he's got up to 5 minutes if he wants it. And if he wants it, he absolutely positively should take it.
And this is a common thread you see when you have a southpaw fighter like Camille fighting an orthodox fighter like Sam.
We're going to get a look at it.
Oh, that's a stiff leg shot, instantaneous.
Excellent refereeing again, verbal command. Wants the fighters to touch hands. And they're back at it.
You know, groin shots, they're like car crashes. You shouldn't look, but you can't help yourself from watching. Another attempted kick to the liver from Camille Magomedov. Went body, then went head. Patterson now cutting off the cage beautifully. Oh, big shot into the double. Magomedov scores it. Patterson trying to get in on that ninja choke. Has a fantastic high elbow guillotine.
Incredibly quick guard pass there.
Needs to get the guard back.
Nice regard by the man from England.
All three of Patterson's submissions are by way of guillotine. Has a beautiful high elbow guillotine. We can't quite see if Magomedov has passed into side control. If that were the case, Patterson would need to let go of the neck. Fantastic first round, so evenly poised.
And I want to say, fantastic sportsmanship. Two are trying to knock each other out, tap each other out, put them to sleep. But when that horn goes off and the round's over, you help the guy up, you get a drink of water, get some ice put on your head, 30 seconds, pass, and you're ready to start trying to knock each other out, put each other to sleep.
Incredibly close first round. We're in Russia, so perhaps the takedown from Magomedov at the end was the most telling thing, perhaps in the eyes of the judges. Again, that's pure speculation from me.
Absolutely speculative for me, but I thought Camille Magomedov was the more aggressive fighter in this. Was he successful? Very rarely, but I did see him initiating a little bit more. I think it was a narrow 10-9.
Just as I say that, 4 times in a row, 5 times in a row, we're looking at the... Don't make it 6. 5 was enough. Happy days. Kick to the body, and then I think he went high to the head afterwards. Second round, Patterson still looks fresh as he did when he walked into the cage. Second round, here we go. Again, trying to cut off the cage, control the angles, using that range. Nice stiff jab.
Kick looked like it might have went just a little low, but maybe it didn't.
Again, Patterson had shown no signs of it whatsoever. It's one of the most controversial techniques in modern mixed martial arts, that what Joe Rogan calls the oblique kick. Again, in on a takedown is Magomedov. Beautifully trips the leg. Patterson, just with those long limbs, can cut underneath that chin so well, trying to work for the guillotine.
Brave Nation, it's hard for me to convey how very, very cool Camille Magomedov's takedowns are. Against an opponent this tall, you have to start that takedown from way on the outside. It's extremely hard to get. He just got 2 in a row. Absolutely tremendous performance by him in this regard so far.
Now he's doing a good job of elevating the hips of Patterson. Patterson trying to get that leg free, get the guard, but almost using the head as a means of a whizzer. Patterson has to let it go, doesn't want to get his back taken in this position. Magomedov has 2 hooks in.
He's got 1 hook in so far. He's going to be looking for the second one, and there it was.
Beautiful, just got that in effortlessly.
Now comes the hip pressure. The legs are driven back, the hips drive down.
This is exactly where Magomedov wants to be. As we say, 12 wins by way of submission. 4 of them are by rear naked choke. Working desperately, he's gone pound to pound grip on it. Sam Patterson trying to fight the top hand. again trying to get underneath that chin. In the half guard position now, Patterson doing a good job to stay calm.
Half guard in MMA, when you're flat on your back and don't have an underhook, is basically just a half mount. It's a little bit better than being under bottom mount, but it's not a great position.
Patterson trying to get to a hip, but Magomedov just with that beautiful grappling, a BJJ brown belt in his own right. Patterson back to his feet, still has Magomedov on his back, turns in within the context of the fight. That's a little win for Sam Patterson. It's just so strong.
Once again, Phil, Sam is showing absolutely tremendous defense against takedowns, tremendous defense against submission attempts, but in mixed martial arts, it doesn't mean anything.
Magomedov still pressuring Sam against the cage. Please be wary of the ninja choke here.
It may be.
Is that the high elbow? Is that a high elbow guillotine? Can't quite see. What a coup this would be for Sam Patterson. Magomedov looks calm here, but that looks tight, Carrick.
It does. I'm seeing a little change in color on Magomedov's face.
Magomedov gives the referee a thumbs up. This looks so tight.
Phil, speaking as a lanky guy, having long arms, it is a little easier to get those in place. It's just a little bit easier.
Oh, there's the tap! Unbelievable!
Believable!
Sam the Future Patterson with the biggest win in his mixed martial arts career becomes the first man to submit Kamil Magomedov, and now you know his name. Now you know who the rightful #1 contender is in the lightweight division. Now you know Sam the Future Patterson.
The monster striker is also a monster submission artist. We've seen it before, but to see it again against a BJJ player at this high a level, my mind is just a little bit blown, Phil.
A beautiful technique, and there was no rush you could see from Sam Patterson. That was just beautiful technique from the start. Didn't rush it, just slowly, incrementally worked for the squeeze. Beautiful finish from the Englishman.
We've been talking about it all week, Phil. We've been talking about how Sam Patterson has a special kind of confidence. It's like he's seen the future. It's like he knows something that the rest of us don't know. I had the same feeling on that choke. It didn't look 100% in place. He knew something I didn't. He stayed calm. He stayed with it. He is the winner. Hoping we get a little Green Hill replay. Look at what just happened. Because that was a shocking, it wasn't a shocking upset in terms of who won, but that was a shocking upset in how that bout ended. In what I thought was going to be an absolutely classic striker versus grappler fight. A classic, one I'd remember forever. The grappler, the long-arm grappler, Sam Patterson, gets a deep guillotine and forces his opponent to tap out. Carlos Kramer, make it official.
All right, Brave Nation, another amazing bout. This one comes to an end at 3 minutes and 21 seconds of the second round. Your winner by guillotine, Sam the Future Patterson.
Sam Patterson, ladies and gentlemen, this man has a special, absolutely unique confidence. He's got an air about him of a champion. Now, with Phil Campbell, we're going to hear directly.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the victorious Sam the Future Patterson, who has just become the first man to submit Kamil Magomedov. Give me your thoughts on the fight.
Итак, дамы и господа, я здесь с победоносным Сэмом Питерсоном, который только что поверг Камиля Магомедова. Скажи нам, что ты думаешь об этом бое?
Yeah, the fight was good. I'm not going to do what I done last time and say that I'm disappointed in my performance. I think the level I'm fighting now, I just adapt, like I said. It's going to be tough fights. The level, come on, Kamil. You're all saying he's a legend, a grappling wizard. He is. I have a grappling game, I have a game. And I'm not being hard on myself. I've just beat a guy that a lot of people that thought I was going to lose to, so I'm taking this win.
Это игра, и я все понимаю. Я знаю, что мне могло быть сложно в этом бою, и были многие люди, которые считали, что я его проиграю, но, несмотря на все тяжести, я рад, что я преуспел.
Now, a simple question, Sam. Have you just made yourself undeniable as the #1 contender in the lightweight division?
Что ты думаешь по поводу того, что тебя считают непобедимым соперником в этой лиге?
All week I've been asked this question about the Butcher and the rematch, and I haven't looked, honestly, have not looked past Camille. I was not thinking of the title. I had to get past Camille to even get to this. So, yeah, come on. I'm on a 4-fight win streak, and it was a draw to the current champion. How can you deny me?
Wait a minute.
On a 4-fight win streak, you cannot deny me.
Ввиду моих 4 побед вы не можете не уважать мою победу.
And the last question I have for you, look right down the barrel of the camera. Do you have a message for Amir?
Есть ли у тебя что-то сказать твоим фанатам?
Nah, you know what? It's undeniable. You know I won that title. The Butcher knows. We had a great fight. He's made mad improvements. I've made mad improvements. Let's both step in here and settle that draw.
Мне особо нечего сказать, но я рад, что я участвовал в этом поединке.
Well, Sam, congratulations on a fantastic performance, my friend. We look forward to seeing you back in the cage. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time.
Thank you very much, Russia, for having me. It was a pleasure to come over here. Love this place. Thank you so much.
Спасибо большое, Россия, что приняли меня здесь. Было очень приятно. Я рад был биться здесь.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sam, the future, Patterson.
Sam Patterson proving absolutely, definitely, that the future has a future title shot coming up at lightweight in Brave Combat Federation. Green Hill replay is going to show you some of why. There's those long arms going over the head, cool as can be. Other hand comes up, the hands connect. This is an extremely tight guillotine. That one hand is forcing the other one up to the shoulder and forcing the opponent to tap.
That's just beautiful technique. His 4th win by way of submission, his 4th by way of guillotine. That high elbow is fantastic. And like he says, he's just made himself undeniable in the context of contendership in the lightweight division.
All right, Brave Nation, this next battle is 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 6 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. He stands 193 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 70.25 kilograms. Representing Team Crossface and fighting out of Watford, England, please welcome Sam the Future Patterson! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 19 wins and 6 losses. He stands 178 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 70.6 kilograms. Representing Boxing Squad and Bulgarian Top Team and fighting out of Marseille, France, please welcome Elias Broly Jaroun!
Very slick from the future, moving in a circle, feinting the whole time. It's exactly what we expected.
Sam Patterson's going to do everything he can to keep Elias Jaroun at the end of those go-go gadget arms.
That front snap kick to the face goes halfway across this Brave Combat Federation cage, and it's a big cage.
And it's not just that Sam Patterson is the longer fighter, it's that he is so apt and so adept at using that range intelligently. He's able to hit Ilyas Jaroun without Jaroun being able to hit him.
Absolutely. It is the most distance management is the most look at that kick. It's the most overlooked factor in this sport. If you can hold the opponent where you want him, on the ends of your fists and you're the taller fighter, or inside those fists, if you're the shorter fighter, you very often can get the win, and people can't even quite tell why it's happening.
Sometimes you forget just how young Sam Patterson is in his mixed martial arts career. This is only his 9th fight, 25 years old, and so calm and composed in there, fighting a veteran like Ilyas Jaroun. This, of course, is the 25th fight in the career of Ilyas Jaroun. Kirik, serious knowledge, veteran savvy too. Goes up top with a head kick.
That was impressive. Jaroun's hand is that left hand is just a little bit low.
I like that Sam's taking his time. He's not trying to rush anything. He's not trying to force the action. He's waiting for an opportunity to present itself and then capitalize.
Those kicks to the forearm can actually be nasty, even though they're quote-unquote blocked. They can cause some damage.
You can break an arm. You can break an arm covering up with your forearms. Sam Patterson trying to work that jab. Slowly closes the distance. That's what we thought was going to happen.
Took Ilyas about 2 minutes. He got to exactly where he wants to be. Not only is he close to his opponent, but he's on his opponent's back where there are really no significant striking opportunities available.
Patterson trying to do everything he can to turn into his opponent.
Broomstick takedown, attempted, failed. Got a little somewhere with it, may try it a second time.
Nice work from Sam Patterson to break the grip with that Kimura.
Ilyas doing exactly what he wants to do. No separation, no back to standing on the outside and getting blasted. He's staying in close where he does appear to potentially have an advantage to some degree, but they are going back and forth. This, what you're seeing right here, Brave Nation, is one of the great tests of strength in this sport. Who can put whose back on that fence and hold it there?
That's exactly what Sam Patterson wants, a little bit of separation. It's bound to be good for the confidence of Ilyas Jaroun, knowing that he can close the distance and get his hands on Sam Patterson.
Ilyas playing a very smart fight right now, not committing to anything where he can get countered hard, trying to get a sense how quick is the future right now. What are his reflexes like? Because you can watch tape all day, you can watch it for months, and you still don't know what the other man has because it changes day to day. Maybe he's got a sore foot, maybe he didn't sleep well, maybe he's jet lagged, and everything's a little bit different than what it was when he was on tape. You have to download that real information right now. That's what Broly's doing.
Stalking Sam Patterson, trying to pressure him up against the cage. Patterson doing a good job, implementing beautiful lateral movement. Gets caught with a shot to the body and then over the top. Double underhooks here for Ilyas Jaroun. May try a trip takedown, try and pop Sam off the cage, get the trip. Fantastic work landing in the half guard, and this is where Ilyas Jaroun does some of his best work. As we said, 10 wins by submission, 8 by guillotine, 1 armbar and 1 Kimura. 30 seconds left to get some work in. Is that enough time to try and work something in, Kirik?
Depends how close to a submission he gets. If he gets very close, yes. If he simply rides, no. Little shot to the body. A little bit more of that can go a long way.
Sam Patterson doing everything he can to try and turn in. He's on the hip. He's doing everything he needs to, but you cannot let a man like Ilyas Jaroun take your back.
There's a hook. And there's a hook.
Both hooks in, but maybe just a little too late for Ilyas Jaroun. And that is going to be the story of the fight, I think, Kirik. Sam Patterson trying to implement that striking, that distance, that range management. Broly trying to close the distance, get the underhooks, get the takedown, and work for the sub.
I agree, Phil. Broly has a clear path to victory here. He's got to feint in the outside, get a reaction, actually throw something, hope he doesn't get countered, get in close, and then try and take it down to the ground. Once he's on the ground, he was very, very dominant.
Sam Patterson, of course, well versed in the ground. A purple belt at Icon Jiu-Jitsu under Dave Lee. And Dave Lee isn't handing those out to everybody. Sam Patterson recently spent some time up in Birmingham, a little bit of cross-training with the likes of Fabian and Leon Edwards. Says it was a great experience and helped develop his game, and something he will be doing again.
Getting a purple belt in jiu-jitsu is a huge aspect of mixed martial arts. So many parts of jiu-jitsu don't work outside of a sporting contest. A purple belt is it represents a high level of skills needed to win in this sport via submission or to not get submitted.
Second round after what was a little bit of a cagey opening in the first round. Sam opening up a little bit more with the striking. Does have a piston of a straight right hand if he uncorks that.
Patterson may throw that right hand a little bit lower than he might ordinarily.
Trying to get through the defense there of Elias Jaroun. Oh, Sam gets caught from a shot. This is exactly where Elias Jaroun wants this fight.
It's what worked for him in round one. Throw a combination, put 2-3 punches together. You may get countered, you might not, but then you're in close where your opponent is no longer taller than you, but the future turned it around, separated again.
Nice bicep work there, bicep control from Sam Patterson just to pivot out of the way. Elias Jaroun trying to go up top with that head kick, and he's landing over the top a couple of times now.
The problem is, who do you find to spar in the gym that can mimic this style? Sure, there's guys who are 6'3" tall, but they don't move like this. There's guys who move like this, but they're closer to 5'0". Looks like there may be a little attempt at a ghillie setup. Absolutely not. We got a left whizzer.
Sam Patterson, of course, very, very apt at the submission game himself. His 3 submission wins, all by way of guillotine. Does catch him quite a bit off the entry from his opponent. Right in front of us here in our broadcast position. Sam Patterson with a lovely little shoulder bump a la Conor McGregor.
Patterson showing that despite not having an Arnold Schwarzenegger build, he has a tremendous amount of power in his body. He is now forcing the shorter fighters back up against the fence. Reversed now. We may see another reversal, a second reversal before there's a takedown.
Elias Jaroun has the hands connected, has the double underhooks. Good balance from Sam Patterson. Really trying to pull down on that whizzer to defend the takedown. Pops right back up.
And very wisely throws a few little overhand shots. If your opponent is in on your body and pushing you around, but you can throw a few shots back, it can go a long way in the judges' scorecards.
Sam Patterson now in top position inside the guard of Elias Jaroun. How dangerous is the guard of Jaroun? Patterson trying to step over into the half guard position.
He does, of course, always have the option, if he can clear his head, of simply backing out of there.
Elias Jaroun does have one butterfly on the left side. Abandons it and reclaims full guard. Trying to hit a little bump sweep up on that shoulder. Sam Patterson doing the right thing by taking that frame away. So smart.
He's got that wrist trapped. He's going to get a couple of free shots into the head before there's an escape.
Like to see Sam try and land those elbows. Him being so long and skinny, those elbows are bound to be super sharp. Yes, Jaroun doing a good job of just breaking down the posture of Sam Patterson right now. Using the legs to pull him in to reach up and grab then. Has double underhooks and is happy just probably to hold Sam Patterson here and try and force a stand-up.
I have such respect for Groly's ground game. I'd actually like to see him try and fully commit to a sweep. Maybe look to take an arm. It is high risk, high reward. But as I said, I'm saying it out of respect.
Less than a minute to go in the second round here. Again, a very close cagey affair. Both these guys are so well-rounded and have so much respect for one another's skills. So Patterson needs to watch the up kick. Jaroun pops right back up. Momentarily, I thought we were going to see Sam Patterson get in on a guillotine there. Just happy to land those pinpoint knees. Momentarily, Jaroun thought about the throw. And another very close round. Kieran, do you think Sam perhaps edged it ever so slightly with that top control?
The second half of a round statistically counts more in the judges on the judges' scorecards than does the first half. I think that could well have gone to Sam Patterson, but I'm not arguing that one either way.
Recapping a little bit of the action here. Elias Jaroun landing those shots over the top. Sam showing just how strong he is. Momentarily looked like he was trying to hit that arm-in guillotine.
Very sweet takedown. That is not something I expected to see in this fight.
Again, that shows the evolution of Sam Patterson. The last couple of times we've seen him, he's been a very, very dangerous striker. Now he's working well from inside the clinch. He's scoring takedowns. He's inside the guard of a very dangerous jiu-jitsu guy.
Exactly, Phil. Yeah, we've seen him able to stand up from takedowns. We've, of course, seen him with knockout shots. He can also use those long arms to secure a ghillie. But absolutely, that takedown, as you've been referencing, represents the evolution of the future.
All to play for going into the third and final round of what's been a very intriguing matchup in the lightweight division here at Brave Combat Federation 51. We are live from Minsk, Belarus. We are edging closer to co-main and main event time.
Big shot from Broly, barely slipped by the future.
I'd like to see Sam really start to pop that jab. Fired off a right hand right down the middle, wasn't far away.
Patterson feels like he's got this fight figured out. He feels like he can protect himself from bottom. He can probably stop from getting taken down. He's starting to show more and more comfort taking pot shots from the outside.
Nice Sam Patterson again with the takedown.
Evolution, baby.
He lands right into the half guard position, although that looks a little bit more like a half mount than anything else. Yes, Jaroun clamping down on that leg. Patterson's long enough that if he wanted to, his limbs are that long, he could try and work for a crucifix from the half guard position. He seems to have an arm isolated. Just as I say that, he attempts, but Elias Jaroun trying to get in on a leg here, trying to hit the heel hook.
Heel hook's there. Patterson doesn't feel like he's in any danger. With the leg that straight, there's ankle danger, but nothing to the knee, and it's the knee you really need to worry about. Very impressive job by Patterson staying on top in that scramble.
Sam needs to be careful here. Elias Jaroun, obviously a guillotine specialist. And Sam inside the open guard right now of Elias Jaroun.
Phil, I'm a little worried for Patterson, but he does not appear to be worried for himself. I think he thinks he's got this ground game figured out.
Elias Jaroun loops around for the neck. Arm-in guillotine. He has one of the tightest squeezes in mixed martial arts. 8 wins by way of guillotine. He's really popping into that. Beat Magomedov with the exact same submission. Has it mounted now. This could be
huge. There's a lot of pressure. There is a huge, the ribs are forcing the head. He's pushing. The future is now pushing his head back in, taking the pressure off of the throat, and he survives.
That is wonderful defense from Sam Patterson, but right now he finds himself mounted by Elias Jaroun. What can Sam Patterson offer in the way of defense here while he is mounted?
Jaroun's got some choices to make right now. Does he want to try and land some big shots from the top, maybe open his opponent up with an elbow, or is he going to look for the submission? The submission is, of course, a longer shot than landing some clean punches.
Sam Patterson does a great job to get to half guard, then to full guard. Very, very intelligent work from the young man.
Somebody give that man a brown belt.
Oh, transitions beautifully. Now he's on top.
Wasn't kidding in the least when I said somebody give that man a brown belt. That's what I'm looking at.
One of the few men to get out of a guillotine from Ilyas Jaroun. The amount of people that have fallen victim to that. Now Sam Patterson in the top position with 90 seconds left.
We've talked about it repeatedly, but what we're seeing here is rapid evolution of a fighter from a striker to an absolutely complete fighter who's gone and succeeded with multiple takedowns, sweeps. He's probably going to look for a submission of his own before too long.
Referee decides to stand them up.
Good stand-up, in my opinion.
A little bit of bruising on the eye of Jaroun.
Ilyas needs to turn it up now.
A minute left, and Patterson nice and loose with his striking.
Patterson showing very good cage generalship right now. Time for Ilyas to take some risks. Beautiful attack.
Great footwork by Sam Patterson to get out of the way of that. The thing I really enjoy about Sam Patterson is there's very little wasted energy, very efficient with his output.
Back take.
Jaroun takes the back, tries to get a hook in. Sam Patterson breaks the grip.
Fantastic. Patterson's got the underhook.
Over-under position. May look for a little bit of separation here, fire off a couple of shots.
Spinning hook kick for good measure. Jump knee coming. And time.
3 rounds in the book, Kirik. Great fight for both men. Sam Patterson looks the fresher.
He does indeed. He often, and Sam Patterson walked over to his opponent, took a bow to his opponent, then raised his hands. Very classy maneuver right there. Didn't immediately throw his arms up and dance all around. Showed respect first.
Seeing some of the action there, Sam Patterson able to escape the heel hook, and more impressively than anything, able to escape the mounted guillotine.
Absolutely an impressive performance. Often in this sport, you don't need the judges in order to figure out what happened in a fight. You look at the faces of the two fighters, and those two faces tell very different stories. Broly's team is helping him up to his feet.
Scores just being tabulated here. Charlie Leary in the corner of Sam Patterson. He's convinced he got the win. Sam Patterson just came over to us in commentary and said, "Sorry guys, that was a dreadful performance. The next one will be better." I thought he looked great in there.
I thought he looked absolutely fantastic. It's pretty funny when the fighter comes over and commentates to the commentators about his own fight.
Almost like Charlie Leary's telling them off, telling them to be happy with your performance.
As well he should. Absolutely fantastic fight. I do believe Sam the Future Patterson won and is the future. Carlos Kramer is about to enter the Brave Combat Federation cage to make it official for all of us. Seconds away from the official decision, Brave Nation. Hold tight. And Carlos Kramer.
All right, Brave Nation, another epic battle inside the Brave RSM 51 cage. After 3 great rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Your first judge scored the bout 30-27. And your next judges scored the bout 29-28 and 29-28 for your winner. Out of the blue corner, Sam the Future Patterson.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, Sam the Future Patterson. You came over to commentary after the fight and apologized for your performance. I thought that was a great performance. What weren't you happy with?
Сэм Future это обозначает Сэм будущее Петерсон. Сэм, подскажи, пожалуйста, вот ты извиняешься за свою победу. Что пошло не так, что пошло не по твоему плану? Сэм сразу после своего боя высказал свои сожаления по тому сценарию, по которому прошел бой. Сэм, что не так?
Yeah, I'm better than that. That's all I got to say. My performance, I know he's a high-level opponent, but I hold myself to a high standard, and I'm miles better than that. So my apology to the commentary and the fans is, I apologize, I can do better than that.
No apology necessary at all.
Я прошу прощения, потому что я по себе чувствовал, что я мог бы гораздо лучше. Я понимаю, что мой оппонент был тоже очень высокого уровня. Я хотел показать свои самые наилучшие качества. К сожалению, у меня это не получилось. За это я извинился.
We often talk about you being one of the more underrated fighters in the lightweight division. Surely now with the streak you're on, surely now with the win over the likes of Jaroun, you're making yourself undeniable as the contender.
С каждым боем ты все больше и больше подтверждаешь себя как единственного претендента в своей весовой категории.
Yeah, I think the streak I'm on talks for itself. But again, if you go off my other performances and then this one, miles different. I need to keep working, and like I said, I'm probably being hard on myself. I always am, even after the Felipe fight. I was hard on myself after a first-round knockout. I believe maybe I'm being hard on myself. I just thought of a guy who's got 3 times the amount of fights as me. Again, I'll be back better than that, but I'm on a good streak.
Мне было тяжело восстановиться после нокаута в первом раунде, который я получил ранее. Я считаю, что я достаточно серьезно отношусь к своему уровню подготовки, и я в очередной раз прошу прощения за то, что я не показал самый лучший свой бой, но я надеюсь, что все мои лучшие бои еще впереди.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for your winner, Sam the Future Patterson.
I just want to say thank you to all the fans out that come out to watch. Great point, a great show, and I'm grateful to be on it. Thank you very much.
Спасибо большое всем, кто меня поддерживал, спасибо всем, кто здесь. Еще раз большое спасибо.
Get ready for an incredible bout. This one, 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 5 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. He stands 193 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 69.8 kilograms. Representing Team Crossface and fighting out of Watford, England, give it up for Sam the Future Patterson! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 9 wins, 3 losses. He stands 183 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 70.7 kilograms. Representing CM System and fighting out of Curitiba, Brazil. Give it up for Felipe Silva!
When the shorter fighter can touch the taller one or is holding him tightly, there is no height difference.
There you see Sam Patterson with the physical composition of a Dalsim-like character from Street Fighter. He can stand across the octagon and still punch you. I think he's going to try and fight at length. Keep Felipe Silva at the end of his jab. Both men have devastating leg kicks, but all it takes is one shot. We've seen just the development of Sam Patterson striking in that fight against Cowley, where his jab was absolute money for him.
Phil, very, very wisely, Silva's head has not stopped moving at all in this round. I don't think you're going to see it stop moving. It's always moving in and out and side to side, and I think you're going to see that throughout.
Early on, Felipe Silva having a little bit of difficulty figuring out that range of Sam Patterson. He just throws out that go-go gadget jab, and more often than not, it lands in its intended target.
Very impressive to see the feints they're using on each other. These feints will give them reads, and that's what the read will result in.
And a lot of people have said this is potentially a little bit too much too soon for Sam Patterson, but with the performances we've seen him put in against the likes of Amir and Cowley, he fully much deserves to be where he is right now.
I agree fully, Phil. You're looking at a fighter that hasn't lost in 5 years.
Again, those leg kicks are money in the bank, and he's implementing smart lateral movement just to get out of the way and be evasive with that aggressive striking style that we know Felipe Silva has. Felipe has him backed up a little bit against the cage. Again, trying to work out laterally as Sam Patterson. Very intelligent work from the 24-year-old Team Crossface product. Again, Felipe Silva just a little bit shy with those leg kicks. Can't quite find the mark with them, but we know someone like Felipe Silva is more than happy to take a punch, to land a punch, and he wobbled Sam Patterson a little there. You can see he's just trying to duck under, roll under, and land a big shot. Happy to fight inside a phone box is the pretty and pink Felipe Silva. Oh, that was a big shot there. Sam Patterson eats it. Mustn't be enjoying the food at the hotel. Oh! That's a huge shot. Oh, Sam Patterson! Sam Patterson finished it!
It's over!
Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Patterson with the biggest win of his mixed martial arts career takes out the veteran Felipe Silva in the very first round. Sam Patterson, you have just announced yourself onto the world stage, young man.
Out went the lights. That was a devastating striking attack.
Sam Patterson showing ultimate respect to his opponent. Not celebrating at nauseum, just taking his time, showing Felipe Silva the respect that the veteran deserves.
Phil, Felipe Silva is sitting up now. He's being checked by our medical team.
And there we see it, just a picture perfect right hook. If anything, if Sam Patterson was a little bit further away, we would have seen Felipe Silva faceplant. And look at the smile from the young man. Beautiful.
Silva's up on his feet. He's standing under his own control. No significant damage.
I'll be honest, Carrick, I'm a little bit jealous you get to conduct the post-fight interview with this young man. And I'm sure he's going to have a lot to say in this.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of Brave Nation, another epic finish in this bout. This one coming to an end at 2 minutes and 12 seconds of the very first round. Your winner by knockout, out of the blue corner, Sam the Future Patterson.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Sam Patterson, the future, may have just become the present with a performance like that. Dave Lee, not the prettiest man, but loves a selfie. The biggest win of Sam Patterson's career. Implemented beautiful movement. Shows he has a chin, ate a big shot, but then just rolls underneath and lands a picture-perfect right hook of his own. And took Felipe Silva outstanding. Follow-up shot was merely a formality. That is a finish I am sure Sam Patterson will want to see over and over again. A fantastic finish. And this young man may have just elevated himself from prospect to contender. Sam Patterson is going to grab a quick word with the OG of mixed martial arts, Carrick Janess. Take it away, gentlemen.
I am speaking literally and figuratively with the future. That was an awesome fight, a fantastic fight. And of course, it takes two fighters to make an awesome fight like that. Is there anything you want to say to and about your opponent?
Felipe, I had a lot of respect for going into the fight. I believe this is a young man's sport, but I had full respect for him. And yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity.
Fantastic, good to hear. Showing the kind of sportsmanship that characterizes Brave Combat Federation. I am just a commentator. I am not a matchmaker, but I know what, as a fan, simply as a huge mixed martial arts fan, what I would like to see. Do you have any interest in fighting Clayton Predador? And if you did fight him, what do you predict would happen?
Yes, I definitely want to fight him. If he's got the belt next, I want to fight for the belt. So if that's next, then I'll fight him. As an opponent, I just focus on me. So I don't really care who I'm going against. I'll be ready.
Sam Patterson, the future. Any last words for Brave Nation?
Brave Nation, thank you very much. I said tune in, it'll be exciting. And I didn't disappoint, I hope. And Brave, thank you very much. I'm so happy to be a part of the organization.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the future.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of Saudi Arabia, we are ready for our next classic battle. 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 4 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. He stands 190.5 centimeters tall and weighs a record 70.4 kilograms. Representing Team Space and fighting out of Watford, England. Give it up for Sam, the future. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 2 wins and 3 losses. He stands 188 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 70.4 kilograms. Representing SBG Ireland and fighting out of Dublin, Ireland. Give it up for Kian, the warrior. Your referees, Decky, the Bandit Larkin.
Phil, quick shout out before this epic fight. I'd like to give thanks to KHK Sports and KHK Media. KHK Sports, KHK Media, thank you for the sponsorship.
Serious buzz around the arena for this fight. Cian Cowley looks primed and ready to go. Sam Patterson did not want to touch gloves.
Cian, the warrior, Cowley stalking.
Leg kicks so far opening up from Sam Patterson. Giving Cian Cowley something to think about, taste of his own medicine.
Cian Cowley's been kicked a few times before. Oblique kick.
Cian looks calm in there. Utilizing some lateral movement this time. It's nice to see that progression in his game. Not just stuck in that tie mode of going back and forth. Push kick from Sam Patterson. Head kick attempt from Patterson. Went low, went high. Sam Patterson landing the majority of the leg kicks. Cian Cowley yet to get off the mark with those leg kicks.
Phil Sam's chin is just a little high. I'd like to see that chin tucked a little bit. Cian maybe trying to set him up for a straight right.
Very much a striking battle engaged so far. You can see a little bit of reddening up on the body of Cian Cowley. Cian Cowley as calm as you like, just looking through the eyebrows, keeping the chin down. High guard from the Muay Thai practitioner who's parlayed into a well-rounded mixed martial artist. Cowley thought about scooping the leg. Low kick to the calf from Sam Patterson. Cian Cowley edging ever closer with those leg kicks.
Brave Nation, he is not throwing very many shots, but he is fighting out here. He's taking in an enormous amount of information from his opponent. When he feels like he's got enough information, he's going to let it go.
Essentially what he's doing right now is downloading the data, trying to get the read. Now that's a big leg kick from Cian Cowley right there. Sam Patterson replies. Nice movement so far from Sam Patterson. He's not being a stationary target for Cian Cowley to tee off on. He's landing his strikes as he moves. Very intelligent, but Cian Cowley now with the jab. High guard from Cian Cowley. Sam Patterson so far, he's the one that's landing the majority of the lower limb strikes. Utilizing lateral movement, as I said, not being a stationary target. Cian Cowley just needs one opportunity to tee off with that leg kick.
Brave
Nice
Nation.
work from the jab there from Sam Patterson.
Sam Patterson is brilliantly using distance management. He's popping into his striking range, launching shots, and then popping right out again before a counter's possible. If you can control the distance between you and your opponent, it's a massive advantage in the fight.
Those jabs are getting through for Sam Patterson. Like he's doing, he's keeping that jab quite low, so it's popping up at an upward trajectory, just out of the eye line of Cian Cowley. Cowley tries to come over the top. Those hooks are just landing on the shoulders. Clean hook landed by Sam Patterson, momentarily wobbled Cian Cowley.
Sam Patterson staying cool, not trying to take advantage of that momentary wobble.
Thought about the spin.
1 minute, Brave Nation, 1 minute left in this round.
Nice straight shot from Sam Patterson again. I'd like to see Cian just up the offensive output a little bit. Cian Cowley utilizing lateral movement as well. Lessons learned from his last fight. That jab so far is working money for Sam Patterson. Gets through with a straight.
Jab is as well as the calf kick. Sam Patterson is very ably controlling distance between the two fighters, stepping into where he can land long shots, possibly the calf kick, and then circling away out of range.
It's wonderful cumulative work from Sam Patterson. He's not loading up on his shots, he's just landing volume, doing a little bit of chit-chatting to Cian Cowley.
Teeny bit of trash talk, maybe you could call that a little trash look.
A little bit of blood coming from the nose of Cian Cowley, but as I said, it's all about the cumulative damage being rendered here by Sam Patterson. It's just pop, pop. He's not trying to land one big knockout punch. He's not loading up on his strikes. Very intelligent work, very intelligent approach from the young Englishman.
It was indeed. That is a very clear 10-9 round for Sam Patterson. Walk us through the Green Hill replay.
There we see the lateral movement of Sam Patterson. Again, not loading up, but some of these shots are getting through. That jab so far has been absolutely money for Sam Patterson. All about the straight shots so far. As I say, I'd like to see Cian Cowley just up the offensive output. He's had a round now to download some of the data that he's being given from Sam the Future Patterson. Let's see how he's processed that data and what he's going to do with it now.
Phil, Cian Cowley's corner has very intelligently given him a couple of attacks they want him to use, and they want him to use them very shortly into this round, and they want him to use them a lot.
Here we go, round two.
I believe we're going to see a more fired up Cian the Warrior Cowley in this round.
Sam Patterson tries to initiate the clinch. Beautiful short elbow from Cian Cowley.
And again.
Cian Cowley getting a little bit looser in there. Again, Sam Patterson with that exquisite jab. Just seems to have found the range with that beautifully.
Phil, it was Patterson that initiated that clinch. I don't think he's going to want to clinch again. I think he's going to be most comfortable staying on the outside.
That's a solid straight.
Doing that.
He stuns Cian Cowley with a stunning straight. Cian Cowley bounces right back up, showing his athleticism and cardio.
Phil, I'd like to see Cowley try and tie his opponent up.
Goes to the body. He can't stay static. He can't allow somebody with the pinpoint accuracy of Sam Patterson to tee off on him in a situation like this. Again, Sam with that cultured jab. Seems to have opened up a little bit of a cut just above the left eye of Cian Cowley.
Nice slip by the Warrior.
Short elbow, but seemed to land just on the gloves. But again,
bombs coming in from the future.
Straight shots from Sam Patterson. Beautiful work. Sam Patterson upping the output now, putting a little bit more behind the two. Cian needs to get his head off the center line.
Cian, the Warrior Cowley, calling it on.
Warrior by
and
name.
It's coming on.
Warrior by name, warrior by nature. But with every strike that lands, Sam the Future Patterson is growing in confidence. Cian may be moving the body, but the head so far has been very much a static target. Old Muay Thai habits seem to be creeping back in for the Warrior.
Phil, we may see it right. There it is.
It's all about the straight shots from Sam Patterson. And right now, he's landing at will on Cian Cowley. Cian Cowley with the clinch. Sam Patterson has double underhooks. Thought about that guillotine, as we said at the beginning. Sam Patterson, 2 of his submission wins by way of guillotine.
Phil, this may be a crucial moment for Cian Cowley. If he can show a clear advantage in the clinch, then that's where he wants to be in the fight. If he becomes dominated in the clinch, it becomes a very tough night for him.
Nice head positioning from Sam Patterson. Just use that as an extra limb with which to create a little bit of leverage or leverage, depending on where you were brought up. Good knee to the body from Sam Patterson. Cian Cowley right in front of his corner here. Shades of the John Bruin fight. Cian Cowley just trying to clamp down with that overhook. Nice work from Sam Patterson to break the grip of Cian Cowley. Right in front of us here in our broadcast position.
Remember, Cian Cowley can end the fight at any second, but he is weakening. His reflexes are visibly slowing down in front of us.
As we say, throughout the so far the 9 minutes of this fight, Sam Patterson has just grown exponentially in confidence, landing that jab and straight at will.
And Phil, although the Future is growing in confidence, he's not being cocky. He's sticking to the game plan that's winning it for him. Controlling the distance, landing long shots, primarily the left jab, some right calf kicks, and every once in a while he drops a right down the middle like that.
There it is. You can see Cian Cowley wearing the battle scars of this contest so far. Less than 20 seconds left in the second round. The vision of Cian Cowley of that left eye may be getting impaired as it's really starting to swell. The corner team, the cut team will be trying to leave their mark on that eye.
Oh, tough round for Cian Cowley, Phil.
Another solid round for Sam Patterson. Again, showing just what a cardio machine he is by popping those shots off, getting on his bike. And so far, Cian Cowley doesn't quite have an answer for the movement and straight shots of Sam the Future Patterson.
We are looking at 2018 round. Let's look at the Green Hill replay.
There we see just that beautiful culture right. Stuns Cian Cowley. Momentarily drops him to the canvas. Again, that right hand just creeps through those gloves. I think that guard of Cian Cowley a little bit more akin to a kickboxing or Muay Thai guard where you have the protection of the bigger gloves.
Exactly, Phil. If you're wearing 12 ounces or for amateurs 16s, the two hands in front of your face protect the entire head. That's not the case with 4s.
Sam Patterson shouting down Cian Cowley, saying, one more, let's go. Final round, here we go, touch of the gloves. Both men have earned one on effect. That's a little bit better from Cian Cowley, moving the head side to side.
Now. Getting his head off center line. Should be less vulnerable to those straight shots. Cian now slipping and trying to load up with attacks of his own. Expect Cian to pop his head to the side and then lunge forward with either a hand or foot attack.
Oh, he got caught with another straight shot. Double underhooks and takedown for Sam Patterson. That's huge. Could be on the guillotine.
I believe this is it, Phil.
Could this be the third win by guillotine in the career of Sam the Future Patterson? Switches to the power guillotine, and there's the tap!
It's over.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the warrior, Cowley is out on his feet.
We may have just seen the future become the present with that kind of performance. Beautiful striking finishes with the third guillotine win of his career. Sam, perhaps the present, the right now. Patterson.
And Phil, brilliant refereeing is not appreciated enough. Decky Larkin does it again. Perfect stoppage. Gave his man every opportunity to try and get out of that hold. When his lights went out, it was over. Let's look at our Green Hill replay, Phil.
And you can tell just what an intelligent, what a safe stoppage that was from Decky the Bandit Larkin, because Cian Cowley just asked his coach what happened there. That tells you what a good stoppage it was. But here we see the clinch initiated by Cian. Double underhooks from Sam Patterson, and from there he used those beautifully long limbs to cinch up another guillotine choke. There it is, just used his chest to weigh down on Cian Cowley. Decky Larkin checking the hand that went limp of Cian Cowley. Sam the Future Patterson runs his professional mixed martial arts career to 5-1. Carlos Kramer, make it official, my friend.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, another explosive finish inside the Brave 33 Saudi Arabia cage. This one comes to an end at 48 seconds of the third round. Your winner by guillotine choke, Sam the Future Patterson.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Sam the Future Patterson. As I say, we're not so much looking at the future as we're looking at the present with a performance like that.
Lightweight division. Introducing our first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 4 wins and 1 loss. He stands 190 centimeters tall and weighs already 70.1 kilograms. Representing Team Crossface out of Waterford, England, United Kingdom. Give it up for Sam the Future Patterson. And his opponent, fighting out the right corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 9 wins and 3 losses. He stands 178 centimeters tall and weighs already 70.25 kilograms. Representing KHK MMA in the Kingdom of Bahrain and fighting out of Egypt. Give it up for the Butcher, Amir.
Amir is kitted out in black and red, Green Hill apparel, my opinion, the finest apparel in mixed martial arts.
Sam Patterson is in the black shorts, and as you said, Amir is in the black and red Brave shorts. Straight off the bat, Phil, you can see that the height of Sam Patterson, 6'4" for a lightweight, is incredibly large, but you can't be tall when you're on the mat, and Amir gets it to the ground straight away.
Amir himself incredibly dangerous on the ground, has 6 wins by submission, but Sam Patterson looks like he was trying to work a ninja choke, or perhaps trying to set up a Darce. He could be going for the ninja choke. Oh, that looks deep.
That does look deep, and Amir may not have realised it and didn't maybe feel threatened. He's now fighting hands, trying to break that grip, but Sam Patterson from the bottom. He's going to try and roll with it as well by the looks of it, Phil, but Amir gets out of it. And Mort, I think Patterson abandoned it. He realised he didn't have it. But that will basically tell the butcher, you need to watch what you're doing on the ground here. I will go for your neck.
Amir landing big shots from the back there, but what a takedown, high amplitude takedown from the butcher right there.
Patterson just trying to scoot his hips and get back to the cage, try and use that to cage walk and get this fight back to its feet. But so far, over a minute into the first round, and it's all Amir. So into side control here as well now, Kirik, and this is dangerous for Patterson on the bottom.
Height is generally an advantage while standing and not an advantage on the ground. Call fighters characteristically have less core strength, and you're seeing it right in front of us.
Amir looks like he's possibly thinking about a head-arm triangle. If he can just shut that arm over, but no, oh, the butcher carving Sam Patterson up with elbows.
Patterson uses that beautifully, a butterfly to reverse the position, and he's looking for that neck again, potentially, Phil.
Yeah, you can see that he's trying to slide. He may be looking for a Darce here. You see him sliding that arm up. If he can connect the hand that's underneath the armpit to the bicep and perhaps roll on that and hook a leg, he may have a Darce.
Wide sprawl. He's fishing the arm under.
He's trying to go cross grip on it. I'd like to see him land some knees from this position.
Turns the corner and tries to change level. Strong underhook though by Patterson. Stops that attempt.
How relentless is Amir with his wrestling? Of course, unbelievable wrestling pedigree. He's a national champion himself.
This is exhausting so far for Patterson. It's all been defensive work. And that takes its toll, but equally as well for Amir, the constant takedowns and going in for a single again. It's exhausting when you don't get them. He does on this occasion.
Sam Patterson looking to get in on a Kimura. The great thing with that grip is you may not necessarily get the Kimura, but you can use it as a means of transitioning. It's so versatile.
And this one's still potentially the back here as well. He's working his way around that left arm of Amir, doing very well to stop that, and goes in on the takedown again. Patterson's got the neck once again. Amir really, he needs to watch this neck. That looks tight again, Phil.
Oh, has he hooked the leg? Oh, that looks super tight. But what strength and will from Amir to get back to his knees.
Now it's Amir. This is really scramble city at the moment, Kirik, and it's Amir who's now under back control of Sam Patterson. Maybe looking to land some dirty shots, underhooks underneath.
Some people say wrestling isn't the most exciting part of the sport. Those some people have never watched Amir fight.
Amir has both hooks in, maybe looking to soften Sam Patterson up with strikes, but this is a real pick your poison position for Sam Patterson. If you stay in this position, you potentially give up the neck, as he's just done.
Amir needs to be, he goes for that body lock as well to stop Patterson from turning into him.
Patterson's doing the right thing, trying to go 2-on-1 on the arm and maybe baseball bat swing.
I think Patterson will look back earlier in the round when he had that moment to disengage, but he decided to stay and grapple with Amir.
That's a real suffocating body lock.
Tries to turn, and he's rightly turning into the side that the body lock is on to try and put weight on that ankle.
Can Sam Patterson survive for 40 seconds left in this first round? But Amir, he's fighting the hands and he's finding a way just to slip that arm underneath each time.
Amir is staying calm as well. He's not panicked or rushed looking for this submission. He's doing all the right things and allowing the submission to come to him. Maybe make Patterson make a mistake and exploit that error, but so far, so good for Patterson in the terms of defense.
That choke is getting closer.
Oh, he's gone palm-to-palm grip. Patterson again fighting the hands. 10 seconds left to survive.
Patterson looks like he's going to get out of the first round here. He's done well defensively, but he won't be happy with how that first round went. He spent a lot of it defensive work. He stands up right in his corner, and it's Amir who walks back to his corner. He'll be the happier of the two fighters, but again, a grueling style fight for both men.
Yeah, it really was all about the wrestling from Amir. We see him straight away diving in on the takedown on his larger opponent, his taller opponent. And from there, it really was all about the ground control. It was a wrestling clinic.
Suplex City was brought to Sam Patterson. This is the moment that he might live to regret in that opening round in that way. He had a moment to disengage. He didn't. He went for that neck, but Amir, he needs to adjust. Although he's having success on the ground, Eric, he is presenting that neck. At one stage, at one time, Patterson could lock that up and get the submission. He was close on a couple of occasions.
We see here the submission game of Sam Patterson. He was always threatening. As you rightly alluded to, Amir cannot be lazy with that leg when he's shooting in. There's potential for him to get caught in a ninja choke, a guillotine. Sam Patterson, obviously long limbs, which lend themselves to those kinds of chokes.
Let's see how it goes. Second round. Sam Patterson would like to use that reach, you'd imagine, and really take advantage of that size, while Amir will look to do more of the same. I'm sure that's what his corner told him. He also told him, I'd imagine, to protect that neck a little. Interesting to see the tactics of Patterson. Will he get on his bike and try and stay out of range?
And there we see Amir straight in with another takedown, in on the single leg. He may look and trip and drag Sam Patterson down to the mat. And this is where Amir's been doing his best work now.
Has the legs crossed of Patterson as well. Patterson, although he almost had a couple of go-to submissions, he needs to realise that when the judges watching this, they're seeing it all one way, so he needs to do what he's doing, get back to his feet, looking for that neck again. Again, this grueling style fight.
I'd like to see Sam try and butt scoot out a little more and perhaps try and get to a knee, but Amir doing the right thing. Just, he may lift the legs here of Sam Patterson to stop him from having as much purchase when he tries to get up.
Patterson looking for that choke again, Phil.
Oh, that looks... Oh, Amir just pops the head out.
And that's going to get a little harder as the fight goes on as well. Both fighters will be sweaty and easier to pop the head out for Amir. Amir will be happy here. Some would say he needs to advance, he needs to do more, but he'll be happy just dragging Sam Patterson into this style fight, the deep waters, and drown him in the deep end.
Nice knee coming up there from Amir. But this is real. This kind of style, it's a real investment the further the fight goes. He's wearing on Sam Patterson. He's forcing Sam Patterson to engage in the grappling. He's filling up those muscles with lactic acid, so when he does break, his shots probably won't have that kind of pop on them.
Potential for a big knee up the middle from Amir. Patterson's got to realise he's looking to catch that knee. Timed it well there, but Patterson, he will know his corner. He's right in front of his corner. They will be advising to get away from here. Try and keep it standing, get your separation. But again, Amir chasing that takedown. Patterson done well to retain his balance on this occasion.
Amir really trying to work in for those double underhooks, getting his head underneath the head and chin of Sam Patterson, because if you control the head, you control the body.
Referee just warning Amir just to keep his fingers out of the cage, and Patterson has turned Amir, and this is his opportunity maybe to separate, but again, Amir just seems the stronger in these exchanges.
Big thanks to Jordan Tourism Board, one of our official sponsors. Visit Jordan.com.
Nice snap down from Sam Patterson there. We can see him trying to work perhaps for that Darce again.
And again, he's listening to his corner. You can see it on your TV screens. He's looking directly at his head coach, who's giving the instructions of what to do. Amir snaps up a single and uses that to get back up and try and drag it to the mat again.
Transitions to a double. We can see a flare double here.
Patterson, wide base, nasty elbows, but Amir pushes through, changes to a single. Gets the trip on the balancing leg to get it back to the canvas, and that's got to be frustrating for Sam Patterson.
Sam trying to work again for that choke. This must be something that he works on tirelessly.
He's got to hit this in the gym on a regular occasion. Look again, and this is tight.
It's a high elbow guillotine. He may go for a mounted guillotine. But how tough is Amir?
This is why wrestling is the most dominant martial art in mixed martial arts.
And Patterson trying to turn into his opponent now and gets to the cage wall again.
Again, Patterson trying to dig in, get a hold of that neck.
Taking a couple of deep breaths. But it's Amir who is pushing this high pace of grappling. Patterson, again, like the first round, has had opportunities with the neck. That's a grounded opponent on the knee.
That looked like an illegal knee to me.
Referee was on the opposite side, didn't land clean.
And credit to Sam Patterson for not making more out of that, which he could have done.
Separation and using that long leg to throw a high knee to his opponent. Using the forearm to push him down, expect the high knee again, but potentially Amir to catch him, the leg, and try to get the takedown if he does.
That's crazy, the range he can cover with that knee, guys.
He's literally hitting a 5'9" fighter square in the face with a knee.
Sam Patterson really needs to pull down on that whizzer.
I think the man will be a little tired here. His shots and what he's thrown looks a little laboured. It'll be interesting to see if the grappling has affected Amir coming into the third round if we get there. But this could be Sam Patterson's opportunity at the start of the third round to see how slow the shots come and maybe get his own shots off, implement his own game plan in this one.
Sam Patterson has a tremendous striking game. He's got a tremendous submission game, but it is getting trumped by the wrestling of Amir.
His last two wins for Patterson are by way of guillotine choke, so that won't come as much of a surprise, but Amir does look exhausted making his way back to his cage, while Patterson just takes in a deep breath, but he looks to pressure in the two fighters. So Phil, talk to me about, a lot of people think, and I mentioned in the first round, about how tiring what you're seeing on your TV screen is the defensive grappling, but how exhausting is it for the aggressor, for the guy taking you down?
It's incredibly draining, because at times it may not look like a lot is happening, but you're constantly moving forward with forward pressure. We see the slight needed a head there, but Sam Patterson, fair play for not making more of it. But we see the shots being a little bit more laboured here from Amir. If I were the corner of Sam Patterson, I would be saying, look for the counter knee from the shot straight away. I think Amir will look to engage in the clinch game and try and take Sam Patterson down. So I would have an uppercut loaded or a knee loaded right from the get-go.
Good round. Let's see what the gas tank has for the butcher. Sam Patterson, light on his feet, bouncing around. Can he keep it at range? It's question number one coming into your third and final round. An incredible night of fights here at Brave Combat Federation 23. History will be made. Thank you for joining us on our prelim card. The second bout of the evening, waiting on the third round. Patterson talking across Amir. Patterson looks eager to get going.
Nice stiff jab to open up from Patterson. He seems a little bit more confident with his range and striking.
Amir does look tired, but goes for the takedown. Big sprawl, will be affected by the cage wall here though.
Again, he's in on that single, may look to trip switch, but Patterson still landing his shots.
Amir leaning all his mass on Patterson. Again, referee, gun shield comes out of Amir, and that could be an illustration or a sign of tiredness as well. So it'll be interesting to see Kerrick, his defense, if that neck gets snatched once more. Will he have the energy? He was almost gator rolling out of these chokes.
Amir's body is clearly showing signs of extreme fatigue, and when one fighter starts to get tired and the other fighter feels it, it actually adds energy to the winning fighter.
Bloody nose as well on Amir now, and Patterson, he definitely looks wobbly on his legs through tiredness, and this is Sam Patterson's chance. Lands a nice left hand.
Sam Patterson needs to fight a range here and get his back off the cage. I'd like to see him take the center. But there's that uppercut.
Nice lead uppercut, catches him with a 1-2. And Sam Patterson starting to pour it on.
That definitely hurt him though. Lands the front kick to the face.
He needs to move and not stand in front of Amir after he throws a combination, looking for a takedown. Wards that one off easily enough. Sam Patterson, has he got it in the gas tank to push and potentially take this
explosiveness as he did.
Should Patterson be adjusting and not going for this choke, considering Amir has got out of it on so many occasions?
Well, I think Sam Patterson realizes that he's down 2 rounds and needs a finish, so that's why he's going for the submission.
Amir, although he is exhausted, war of attrition pushes through and grabs a hold of a single. Patterson rewarding him with that with some sharp elbows.
Huge respect to Patterson. Every time he's put in a disadvantageous position, he continues to strike. He continues to look for submissions, and you see it paying off now.
Amir is exhausted here. And Patterson landing heavy shots. There's a big hematoma on the head, I think, there of the forehead of Amir as well from the shots being landed.
If Patterson continues to land big strikes in this fashion,
this could be it, Phil.
It could be 100%.
Referee looking closely.
Sam Patterson sitting inside the half guard. I love to see guys landing ground and pound from the half guard.
That is a big mouse and hematoma above. Referee, stop the fighters for a moment.
Amir is bloodied up by the ground and pound being landed here by Sam Patterson.
Sam Patterson knocks the gum shield out as well. This could be it, Phil. You don't see too many finishes from guard, but Sam Patterson landing heavy shots against an exhausted opponent. Referee looking very closely.
And just slides that knee through. He may take the mount here in the half guard position again.
And again, the gum shield out, referee.
Amir holding on for dear life right now. Again, Sam Patterson threatens with that choke.
Think posture up and land shots. The referee looking closely. The referee stepping in to put the gum shield. That's almost stopping the momentum of Patterson there.
I'd like to see Patterson turn over those elbows.
Potentially, gentlemen, this could be a 10-8 round, and that was going to really put us to the judges coming if it goes the distance, but we are dealing with an exhausted Amir and Sam Patterson. Blood is in the water, and he is hunting.
In this 3rd round, we haven't seen Amir offer any kind of offense, Carrick. What does he need to do?
What he needs to do is try and reverse this.
The neck is there. Servant trying to crush it, Carrick. He just sat up and presented the neck like a gift.
Oh, that's a tight squeeze. Amir must be close.
He's got it.
Oh, that looks
You can see the grimace on his face, but again pops out. Patterson.
How tough is Amir?
He may be looking to set up a Kimura here.
Again, just getting the toes out of the cage with Sam Patterson. The finish is nearly there. The gas tank must be running low as well. But the Englishman has given everything he can to pull this victory out of the fire.
Those are hellacious strikes to the body.
And Amir is really hanging on just for the bell. He has nothing to offer, has not offered much in the way of the 3rd round. And again, Sam Patterson looking for that choke. 20 seconds remaining. Can he get it, Phil Campbell?
What does Sam Patterson have left in his arms? Can Amir hold on? But this looks super tight. He's done the right thing by rolling to it.
Amir will hear that. There's no way he's going to tap after this war.
What a fight, gentlemen.
Wow. That turn round.
What a fight. What fighters.
That 3rd round. Talk to me about the judging here. We're looking at, say, 10-9, 10-9, potentially round 1 and 2. Did we just see Sam Patterson pull out a 10-8?
In my humble opinion, yes, I believe that was a 10-8. Why? Because Amir offered nothing in the way of offense. We saw Sam Patterson constantly threatening. He was able to shrug off the takedowns, and he landed all the dangerous strikes in that 3rd round.
That was a textbook definition of a 10-8 round. It's possible because Brave Combat Federation uses the new unified rules. It's possible one referee might even see it as a 10-7.
The fact that Amir is still on the floor could be right for that. They're calling the medics in. How are we here with a technical knockout? Technically here, the bell is gone. Is it something that's possible? His corner lifting him to his feet. That is an exhausted fighter.
And then look at the transfers. If the judges are looking at the 2 fighters after that, they're seeing Sam Patterson as the fresher man.
This is going to be a very interesting scorecard. It's not something we see too often, is a draw. There's potential there for that. If you're looking at Amir, he gave absolutely everything in the first 2 rounds, which left him with not a lot in the 3rd except survival. You talk about fighters' IQ, you talk about the fighter's mind, but Amir showed the fighter's heart to stay in there in a lot of opportunity. Patterson had his neck. It was easy to tap rather than survive the beating that he took in the final round.
The most modern version of the unified rules of mixed martial arts is designed to encourage more 10-8 rounds and even more 10-7. I am really, really interested to see and hear how the judges call this one.
And it's always interesting as well, Phil. We're obviously waiting. He just stepped into the cage. The roaring line has the decision. There's been some times which would always tell you that the judges are checking, rechecking, and checking again to make sure we've got the right tally and score. Gotta go to the judges' scorecards. This is intriguing. So let's send it up to make it official. To the roaring line, Carlos Kramer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for these two warriors. What a fight! After 3 rounds, we got a judge's scorecard. Our first judge scores about 28-28. Our second judge scores about 29-28 red. Our third judge scores about 29-27. From the blue corner, we have a split draw.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, a split draw. It's something I said. You don't see it too often in mixed martial arts, and for me, I'm happy with that, Carol. I think that's the right decision.
I am happy with that. That was the right decision in this fight.